Hi, everybody. It's Gene Simmons, and you're not, and you're listening to the Potter Than Hell podcast with Steve, BC, BB, and Dylan. But you knew that, didn't you?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Potter Than Hell podcast. This is your last stop on the crazy train of hard rock and heavy metal. So sit back, buckle in, and hang on. Here we go.
Hello, Potter Than Hellions, and welcome back to the Potter Than Hell podcast. This is BB, your host, and tonight I am joined by, to my left,
Steve,
and to my right,
PC,
and behind the keys,
Dylan, who doesn't have to figure out what's his left and what's his right.
Well, they would be the opposite of you, so, you know.
Stage,
it's
like
really
stage
confusing now.
Stage right.
Guys, welcome back. As you can see by the title, it is my birthday episode, so Steve kind of handed over the keys tonight, so hopefully you don't crash the podcast, and, you know, this is nice, smooth sailing, but, how's everybody doing there? How's BC life? How are we doing here?
Busy,
kid?
really busy. Went back to semi-working, I guess. So.
He looks much happier.
He does.
He looks
doesn't
much
he?
more
He even looks
refreshed.
like 5 pounds skinnier in the face.
Yeah, they seem to be yelling at people, though, so it's like, maybe that's what I'm missing.
See, you can't yell like that at the grandchildren. That's
I know, so now I go out and poor people in the public, I deal with it.
Yeah, that's all right. You got to get the anger out somehow, BC. And I'm glad you found a escape to get it out there. Good, Dylan. How are you, bud?
Not too bad. Gearing up for the holiday season, and both of us have our significant others' birthdays coming up.
Yes.
So that's a fun time. It's your birthday, Christine's birthday, and then Randy's birthday, I think.
Almost. It flipped me and Randy.
Okay, yeah. So
the important one comes first, and then,
yeah.
then I come last, and then there's baby Jesus, and you know.
Opening act for baby Jesus.
Yeah. Righty. How about you?
I'm good. I had the weather fucking blows here today, but I did a thing today. I got a new vehicle today. I'm going to be picking it up Friday. I got a 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee for, I just call it like a late retirement gift to myself. Merry Christmas. I need it, but like my vehicle, it's a 2015. I got 97,000 miles on it, so I got a good deal on it. So I'll be picking it up Friday in a third seat. So it'll be like the old days with the Bannon.
Oh my God, yeah.
So
everything's
good though. Everything's good.
Now we just have to think of a name for
The write-in. The write-in. I don't know. We have to think about that.
It'll be like that. The name will come to someone and it'll stick.
Yeah, for sure. Good luck with that. And that's going to be I'm sure we'll have many concerts that come and
It's going to be taking us to the airport for Monsters Rock Cruise.
Man, we each get a row. You could be in the front seat. You could be in the middle. I'll be in the back.
We'll put the back down for the luggage.
Oh, yeah.
Well, don't. I better not say it, just in case.
All right.
Stop it.
Stop that. Yeah, last episode we had the good old Professor Dave Borowski with the classic rock openers. That was a great episode. Ain't it ready?
I enjoyed it. I love having Dave on. Dave is always a blast to have on, and it's insane just how knowledgeable he is on. You know, he's rattling off like bass players for like Steely Dan and bands like that. He's like the 70s version of us.
Yes.
You know, but I like going back to the classic rock every now and then. A lot of the bands we talked about, like I said, Steely Dan and Blue Oyster Cult, and that was the episode BB really super tried to troll me on, picking Hendrix and Springsteen and everything like that. So
Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young.
I know. Oh, God. I forgive you, BB. It's your
Thanks.
birthday episode.
Thank you. I appreciate
Always
it.
great having Dave on.
Dylan.
Yeah, it was good. A lot of great songs that we covered, and I think it's really fun that we talked about such kind of older music in that episode, and we're talking about mostly new music in this episode, at least in this kind of past couple decades. I mean, one album is clearly older than the others, but the others are a couple years old.
Yep.
And you know what? One thing I just thought about, and we recorded this episode like over a month ago, the classic rock one, and the parameters I put on it were up to 1983, I think, maybe. and like literally it was all 90% was probably songs from the 70s. Like there were no like
Kid Billy
Bark
Super
at the
Sounds of
Mood
the
or
70s.
A Piece of Mind or you know what I mean. It was everyone I think pretty much stuck to the the classic rock.
Yeah, because if you think like automobiles, if it's older than 25 years, it's considered a classic automobile. So, but yeah, you're right. Like you think classic, you think 70s, early 80s, maybe a little sprinkle of later 60s. But BC, what you think about that episode?
I didn't get to listen to it.
He wasn't on it.
He was
I
not
wasn't
on
on
it.
Oh, you're on vacation that night.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He was on assignment.
You're on a vacation days. All right, you have to
I'm
make
back
the
in,
rest
I
of the.
got-
Well, you couldn't have listened to it yet because it's not out yet.
See?
It'll be out in
that's
2 days
listen
from now.
to. What day is today?
Today is Wednesday, so it'll be out on Friday.
Okay. Report back.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah, like Steve says, I love when Dave's on, and he's just. That's why we call him the professor. He's the professor of classic rock. He knows more guys than
From that era.
from that era than
Dig it.
anybody else. He could name the banjo player from the Allman Brothers who played one show and they only opened up in the Windsor. It's just crazy the knowledge he has in that genre. But yeah, love having Dave on, and again, Dave, thanks for coming on and spreading your knowledge. Always enjoy having you. A little bit of news, just let's touch a little bit. We have to at least bring this up because I know BC was almost on suicide watch. The recent retirement of Nico McBrain. How'd you get through it, BC?
I drank. No, I mean, it wasn't a shock. I just didn't think it was going to come as soon as it did.
As soon as it did.
But I mean, he didn't die. He's going to be around. From what it sounds like, he's going to probably do the album with them. From what I've been reading, he's just not to go tour, which understandably.
Sure.
That's
Yeah, they have Simon Dawson filling in, who is actually from Steve Harris's band, British Lion, right? So I don't know if you guys saw it. There was a video of the concert. I thought he did good. You probably knew the songs. What do you think of the replacement there, Steve?
Yeah, I saw this coming. I mentioned it here. I was incorrect because I figured there was a guy named Joe Lazarus that I think is a cousin of Steve Harris's, that there were rumors a couple years ago that he was going to be replacing Nico. But I'm glad he went out on top. And you're right. They did say that he is still going to be the drummer. So for their studio stuff. So that's pretty much saying, okay, we're gonna have another album come out, and I liked that of it. And actually, Nico put a video out also. He did like a pre-announcement for his the thing that he put on Twitter and Facebook and everything like that. But the guy was, God, he's been in the band since 1983.
Yeah.
And
Was he 72? They said.
Yeah, and his intro to the band Where Eagles Dare. How much cooler can you get? The first song in your first album is You. And he really seems like a cool guy. I think he'd be an awesome guy. Like him and Adrian Smith, I think, would be the two guys I would love to sit down and have a beer with in Iron Maiden. I would, trust me, I would have a beer with any of them, and or all of them. But like, if I had to pick two guys from the band, I think it would be Adrian and it would be Nico. And we could still, BC, and actually even BB, we could still go to Fort Lauderdale in March and go to some Rockin' Ribs.
Rockin' Ribs, yeah.
Yeah, right. Dylan.
Yeah, the writing, I saw, to quote Iron Maiden, the writing was a little on the wall. Like, you could tell he was paring his drumming back when we saw Maiden at Philly, but, like, he was still doing great, and I really appreciate when artists are aware of their limitations, and they don't, try to go past them, or I really respect him for pulling back and knowing his limits, and, he had a great run, and he will definitely be known as, like, the Maiden drummer. So, Clive Burr's great, but Nico is the Maiden drummer. So,
Yeah, I like how you put that because, there are certain vocalists that we have seen have, lost their pretty much their vocals all together and they still sit in a chair and try to sing. But, yeah, it's just great how we kind of went out and, he almost, you can kind of say he went out on top.
Yeah.
Good retire, hang it up, relax. But congratulations to him for sure.
Well-deserved retirement from touring.
Yeah, right.
From touring.
And now I'm gonna, because the tour is already scheduled for next year for the European dates. I'm sure there'll be dates in North America coming along, but it's going to be weird because I wonder, because he's not gonna. I mean, he's gonna want to be his own guy. He's not gonna put the Nico makeup on and go up there and get behind the big sonar kit and play. So it's going to be interesting to see what his kit's going to be like his configuration, and I'm sure he'll be, doing the classic things. But I mean, no one's Nico, right? And so it'll be interesting to see that and see the new dynamic on stage, because there's times where Bruce goes up behind and goes up on the thing and hits cymbals and shit like that, and he hits the gong and everything. So it's going to be interesting to see how the interaction is with the band, because he's good with Steve Harris because he's in British Lion, but now he's going to be in the dynamic with the rest of the band. It's going to be interesting to see how that unfolds.
Right, for sure. Yeah, can't wait to see what he comes up with. And so what do we listen to? Dylan, what have you been listening to in your busy life?
So mostly trying to kind of pare down my list for the 2024 albums of the year. I don't want to mention anything just in case I have them on the episode, but I will kind of bring up something that I've been doing regarding the podcast that's kind of in format. I finally finished Alex Van Halen's memoir, and I was texting you all about it, and something that I found very weird was that he didn't thank Sammy or Michael Anthony in the acknowledgments, but he thanks Charlie Sheen. Very strange.
He's just getting hose for him.
I don't understand that. I know that I don't think he even thanks Gary Cherone either, which is
I don't think so.
I don't
think his name is even mentioned.
Gary Cherone was not mentioned. Van Halen 3, I think, was mentioned once as a punchline.
Well, he mentions Extreme. I want to say he mentions Extreme. The band, and he says something about that singer or something like that.
Yeah,
but he does not mention him by name.
And he says oh yeah, we've had a lot of singers, and I'm like, you've had 3 singers.
Well, he may mean throughout the Mitch Malloy. You didn't Mitch Malloy. And one thing too, and I was talking to Dylan about it. Throughout the years, once Michael Anthony was jettisoned out of the band, and Sammy also, they would not say, Michael Anthony. They would say whatever his Wojcicki or whatever his actual last name is. Oh. They would always say that. They wouldn't say Michael Anthony. They would say Wojcicki or whatever. I don't even know what the hell, but it's a Polish name that starts with W. They would always say, him and Eddie would always say that name. They would never say, they wouldn't even say Michael. They would just say his last name, which I think, and that was for years. And I always thought that was always a dig at him.
Yeah.
So, and how much more can you bash someone than to fucking ignore them?
Yeah,
for sure.
Just dismiss their time and their contribution to the band.
Yeah, it's just really strange because it stops at 1984, and you think that he would bring up the reunion at least, especially since you're bringing in your nephew. You talk about Valerie quite a bit in the book. I'm glad he mentioned that Valerie and Eddie look alike, because I always thought that.
Yeah.
And I'm
they could be brother and sister.
I'm is nobody else aware of this? They look exactly alike. It's a good read.
It is.
There's some interesting stuff. He pulls a lot from different sources. I know he pulls a lot from Ted Templeman's memoirs.
He pulls from the
Running with the Devil book. Is that the name of the book? By the roadie / manager.
Yeah, Noel Monk's book.
Yeah. Pulls a lot from those sources. So,
a lot.
Yeah,
a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of quotes, but it was an interesting read.
Short. I listened to it on audio. I listened to it at 1.5, and I'm like, wow, this went quick, and it doesn't sound like the Chipmunks. So I went back. I'm like, I put it at normal speed. Oh my god, I'd be falling asleep listening to this.
BC, what have you been listening to?
I picked up the Black Sabbath, the Cross Purposes. I went back to some Testament, Practice What You Preach.
Nice.
And then I was throwing out a big shuffle of Sabotage since they announced a lineup for them that they're doing like at least 5 shows so far in 2025. So we'll see what happens and hopefully some more shows.
Cool. Righty.
Like Dylan, I've been listening to a lot of stuff for albums from this year for 2024. But and one of them I was listening to. I didn't hear you guys coming to the door because I had my headphones on, rocking out. And I was listening to Mark Anthony Kaye's new Project Gemini album, Canada Stories and Legends, really good. And I was like, I had on one of the albums we're going to talk about tonight on before that, but then the Project Gemini stuff is on Bandcamp, which. No offense to any artist that's on there, and I get why they're on there. I fucking hate Bandcamp because I can't make a shuffle list. I can't, integrate them with my other music. But that's fine. And I've been still listening to that Joe Bonamassa Christmas album, Lonely Christmas Eve. It is so fucking good, and I hate Christmas music. I just I'm not a fan of that, but I mean it is really really good.
And for me, I've been checking a lot of videos from that Kiss Creatures Fest that was down in Florida.
I watched a lot of that too.
I watched a lot of that. Mm-hmm. And then the other day, Tesla came out with a very small EP called All About Love. So they do this song, All About Love, electric, acoustic, alive, and they call it a hybrid song, which it sounds like it's like the regular song. Then there's another song in there, From the Heart, and then they cover the song Walk Away from James Gang. So there's 6 songs on it. 4 of them are the same song.
How was it?
It wasn't bad. The live one is good. The live one with All About Love, I think out of the 4, the live one's the best. And then they do like an acoustic one, which is all right. And then they're calling it an electric mix and a hybrid mix, and they kind of both sound the same.
It was a hybrid mix.
Yeah.
Well, the Walk Away song that was on Real. That was on one of the Reel to Real albums.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
It is. It's on.
So
So I don't know if it's just the same one or if they. Well, I can listen to Jeff's vocals on the new. If it's the new one, you'll know. Because that was from like 2005 or 6 maybe. But they did do that song before. So like do something fucking different. Jesus Christ.
Let's hear an acoustic version of MP3.
Let's not.
All right, so there we have it. Dylan's been checking out Alex Van Halen's book. BC's been listening to a little Black Sabbath, some Testament, and some Sabotage. Steve's got our buddy Mark Andy K's Project Gemini and some Christmas from Joe Bonamassa. And I got some of the Kiss Creatures Fest from Florida and a little EP from Tesla. And I almost forgot about this. How have you guys seen this? How about this new thing they just released today, the Boardwalk Rock? I guess they're going to have this 2-day festival down in the Boardwalk down in Ocean City, Maryland, May 17th and 18th, right around good old M3. Mm-hmm. So they're going to be battling M3 to, fill the beach, I guess. They're probably going to have a stage by the boardwalk and sell tickets and be like a general admission thing, and you stand on the beach, because I know there's a couple like country ones that do that. But there's Def Leppard, Motley Crue, Hailstorm, Bush, Chevelle, Flyleaf, The Struts, Extreme, Everclear, Puddle of Mud, Trapped, Kat Von D, Loyal Lynn, Nickelback, Shinedown, 3 Days Grace, Alice Cooper, Three Doors Down, Bret Michaels, Candlebox, Night Ranger, Crossfade, Dorothy, Blackstone Cherry, Fuel, Saliva, and Tim Montana to cover a 2-day little festival. So I just kind of wanted to throw that out there, see your thoughts like about the being right at the back door to M3 and who they have on there. So what do you think there, right?
They beat M3 to the punch because M3 has not been announced yet.
Yep.
So,
there's been times that the lineup has already been
out. Yeah. Yep. So, I've been to one of these festivals. They had one in Asbury Park, and Bon Jovi was the headliner. It was the Bamboozle Fest. It was the Bamboozle Fest. And literally, at that festival, Bon Jovi and Buckcherry were the only two names that I knew out of like 50 fucking bands they had there. But so we went down, we got there, we just missed Buckcherry, and we, I don't even know the band that played before Bon Jovi. We were way back, and I'm like, this is going to suck. But like, literally, when that other band, whatever the fuck they were, got done, like half the crowd left because it was all kids. So we were like up fucking close. It was great. And they did Dry County, BC, that fucking show. It was awesome. But I've been at one like this, obviously not in, I don't know if they've ever done one here like this. But it seems pretty cool. It'd be cool. I mean, you would literally, well, we have someone that has a house down there, actually.
Oh, that's right, Gerber.
So if we plan on going to this, we would have somewhere to stay. Some of the bands, like Bush, I don't give a fuck about. Everclear, I don't know what Royal Lynn is.
You were jamming to Everclear that one time we were in the car.
Actually, there was a cover that Everclear did, and it came on yesterday, and I was like, who the hell is this? And it's a song that a female sings, but it was really good. I can't think of what the hell it was. I mean, it's not bad. Night Ranger, Blackstone Cherry for BB, Saliva. It would be cool to see Dorothy. Dorothy was really good. Like Bret Michaels, Nickelback, Shinedown. If Shinedown did a set of, huh? I don't mind Nickelback. I don't. Shinedown would be great if they would not do the ballads. When we saw them that one night, they were fucking great, but they did a ballad every other fucking song. It was like going to see Warrant. Like they would just get some good momentum going, boom, bam. But Hailstorm, I would love to see the Struts. So I mean, it could be on our radar.
Of course, in our Candlebox in there for
our text group, Sonny Pooney shit on like 3/4 of the bands on this thing, but I mean, I may have just done that myself, but.
What do you think, Beer, BC?
No, pretty good. I mean, there's a few each day I could probably do without, but then again, I never heard them, so maybe it's be something I like. But Candlebox, come on, bitches. 3 Days Grace getting back with the original vocalist, so it'll be a reunion of sorts for that. And the Struts, I want to see the Struts.
Yeah, it's
I do too.
Nice little mix, Dylan.
Yeah, it's funny that the headliners are the least exciting thing about this show for me. Like I really don't care to see any of them. Maybe Shinedown, because I've seen Def Leppard and Motley Crue, and I've seen them in a better prime, I would say, than they probably currently are. But like, yeah, Extreme would be cool to see again. 3 Days Grace would be cool. Dorothy, Extreme, I said again. Hailstorm, Night Ranger, of course, always bring it, and Blackstone Cherry, and Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper, I don't know, with the festival, I feel like that would be too truncated for me for Alice Cooper. Like, I don't know, like it would be like with Lizzie Borden at M3, kind of like rushing through the changes.
Better than none at all.
Yeah, but it's
And he's not one of the headliners. That's weird.
Yeah. Well, you got Nickelback and Shinedown. There's been a real resurgence for 2000s rock lately with, Creed and Nickelback. And, of course, you have Three Doors Down on there. That's stuff that was constantly on the radio when I was growing up. For good or for bad.
Yeah, the name that surprised me that I didn't even know was in the music was that Kat Von D. I thought she did tattoos.
I thought so
tattoos,
too.
And she had a makeup line that she was kicked off of, I believe.
I was
and
going to
is
say,
now
that's
just
all I know.
known as KVD.
Yeah, so I'm wondering what kind of music she does. Like,
I looked at the album. It says alternative pop. So, but the album cover looked metalish. So I don't know.
Okay.
The word pop.
Yeah, like I said, I think they cover a lot of bases here, and hopefully they'll fill some seats or fill some sand or whatever way you want to look at it.
Because that's what festivals really are. They're meant to kind of appeal to a lot of people rather than like a narrower view. So you can see that you kind of got something for everybody with that.
Yeah, and like you said, I think that that's what they're getting at, trying to keep everybody happy.
That Everclear song that I heard the other day was "American Girl" from Tom Petty. It was really good.
Tom Petty's not a woman.
Huh? No, I must have been the girl part of it.
So here's a question way out in left field off the topic.
Uh-oh.
When you drive your new Jeep home, what is going to be the first song in your new Jeep?
It's probably going to be whatever's on Hair Nation or Ozzy's Boneyard at the time.
Okay.
However, when I get the Bluetooth hooked up, I'll have to think about that.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, American Girl was right. It was Our Lips Are Sealed from the Go-Go's they did.
Oh, okay.
And it was actually...
That is a woman.
That's right.
It was.
There's a couple of them.
I knew that wasn't
It's
right.
all women.
They got the beat, I've heard.
Oh. All right, now that we got the silliness out of the way, let's get down to a little rock and roll here. So just like every other birthday bash that we do here, I get to pick 3 albums, studio albums, and 1 live album. And I'm going to start with the oldest recorded album, and I think it actually is the older of the 4 albums. It's the live album from Def Leppard. The album is called When the Walls Come Tumbling Down. It was recorded April 26, 1980. But you can find this disc in the box set called The Early Years 1979 to 1981. Comes in a 5-disc box set, and this was released March 20th of 2020. And the crazy thing about this is, and I didn't realize this until today when I was reading a little bit about it, all these guys, when this is recorded and when the album On Through the Night is released, they're all 20 and under. Like,
I think Rick Allen was like 14 or 15.
That's just...
Because he's the youngest one of the
He's
group.
the youngest one. I had him at 17, but my math
Maybe.
could be wrong.
He might have been that when they joined.
When they recorded this in 80, I think. But yeah, just the good old classic Def Leppard lineup. Joe Elliott, lead vocals. Steve Clark and Pete Willis are on lead and rhythm guitars and both backing vocals. Rick Savage, still slapping the bass and the backing vocals. And Rick Allen on the drums. And this is great. This is just Def Leppard as the rawest form you can get. I think this is the earliest released recording of a concert that they've done. And like I said, this is actually recorded in Oxford, England in 1980. So these guys are tearing it up in 80, and they're all 20 years and under. So it opens up with When the Walls Come Tumbling Down. Has a little spoken word intro, pretty much like a lot of concerts have. And there's like a little bit of a Joe Elliott softer vocal delivery. Then it turns into this fast-paced rocker. There's some really good killer dual soloing in it. Some Chris drums, really good song to open up their show with. Song number 2, It Could Be You. Another fast rocker. Definitely faster than the album version for sure. And once again, Pete and Steve just ripping it up on their killer dual soloing in this album. Song number 3, Rock Brigade. A very good live version of this one. Stays close, or almost true to the album, except for the, once again, more crazy guitar riffs. The drum solo is really, really good in this one. The song really picks up some speed after the solo, and Joe's vocal screams towards the end of the song are just fantastic. Song number 5, Satellite. This song has some cool band backing vocals, which are pretty prominent, in the later stuff from Def Leppard. It slows down for the bridge, and then it takes off again at the solo. Really, really great way to transition that song. Song number 5, Medicine Man. This is an early musical version of Rock Till You Drop from Pyromania. A great rocking song. I wish the solo from this album was in the album version, because the solo is really, really good. Song number 6, Answer to the Master. One of the heavier songs on the album for sure. That recognizable riff that runs out through the whole song is just so good. Big drums, once again, are nice and loud. Great song. Song number 7, When the Rain Falls. This is the music from Let It Go off the High and Dry album. The music is about a half a beat faster than the album version, which is so good when they do stuff a little bit faster live. And more crazy guitar work, and the outro solo is really, really good in that one. Song number 8, Shallow as a Woman. This is a pretty close or really good representation of the album version. Pretty straightforward rocker. There's back and forth dueling solo in the middle of this one. Once again, Rick Allen killing it on drums. Song number 9, Good Morning Freedom. This is the B-side to Hello America. And this is off on Through the Night album. But it was never actually released on a Def Leppard album. This is a really, really good song. I wish it was actually released on something besides this. I'd love to hear the studio version of it. Song number 10, It Doesn't Matter. Pretty much the only crowd interaction Joe does. And in this song, he gets a little bit of the people on the floor and then the people up in the balcony kind of doing a little back and forth, which was, it was okay because that's really much the only time he really kind of interacts. There's a couple thank yous after a song, but, no, not too interrupting. It was short and sweet. Got the audience in there, and they got right back into rocking. So I was all right with that. Song number 11, Overture. Starts off slow and soft, then it turns into this loud, fast monster song. Some cool bass lines underneath it all. Killer distorted guitar parts. The song ends pretty much the way that it started. A very cool, emotional ending. Song number 12, Lady Strange. This is kind of new song at the time because High and Dry isn't out yet, so it was really cool to hear this. The music, the first verse and the chorus are the same as the original. The second 2 verses, the wording is different, so it was, you can see where the song, where it was and what it turned into. Cool chugging riff parts, as crazy, more distorted guitar parts are really, really good. Song number 13, Get Your Rocks Off. Well, it really just should be Rocks Off because that's pretty much what it is on Through the Night. But this song is another fast and heavy song. Cool riff in there. Big, loud musical ending, which was absolutely great. And this song ends the set, and then they do 3 encore songs. They come back with Hello America. This is one of the singles that was released off of On Through the Night. Really, really good song. Song number 15, another single from On Through the Night, Wasted. Great heavy version of this one. Very small solo opens the song, which was good. Rick Allen beating the shit out of the cymbals of the song. Every time I hear those crash cymbals, like BC's all over this one. And they close out the show with song number 16, Ride Into the Sun. And this is actually off the Def Leppard's EP from 1979. I thought this song was a great closer because probably pretty much the people that were there really knew the EP. Being over from England and really giving these guys the following over there. So Dylan, what'd you think about the Def Leppard live album?
So I was really excited when I looked at this set list and saw like not really any songs from like their popular thing, and then I saw it was 1980, and I'm like, oh my god, this was before Def Leppard was famous. Really, this was really before they made it big. So it was really cool seeing kind of fresh out of the womb Def Leppard playing for this crowd and playing kind of early versions of songs that would go on to be on later albums. It was really awesome to experience that because I love seeing kind of how songs go from the the minds of the musicians to their final form, because it's not just they play it and that's it instantly on the page. I love seeing the kind of the steps that it takes, like with the Gene Simmons Vault. It was really cool seeing where like certain riffs went for different things, and where did they get this part from this song, and they kit bash it together. So that was probably my favorite part of this album, was seeing those kind of gestation songs, I'll say, in there. But they sound fantastic. It's great hearing Joe Elliott's voice, in its prime, and when he's just getting going. But I love how fast paced and kind of like almost unrelentless the album is. There's not too many slowdowns. There's, like you say, there's not too many interruptions in terms of the talking, and there's only one real like back and forth with the crowd during the one song. But I really enjoyed this. This was kind of a nice hidden gem for me because I didn't know this was out, and it's good to hear like the not popular Def Leppard songs kind of get their time in the spotlight because that was all the songs they had at the time.
Right, for sure. Yeah, Mutt Lange, you can tell he really changed up a couple of the songs in there. Righty. How did this live album grab you?
I didn't think I had this. I never. It was in my Apple Music, but I never listened to it. I never listened to one song of this until a couple weeks ago when you picked this one.
Good.
And and it's unusual for like, especially for as much as I love live albums and stuff. It hit my library, but it didn't hit my ears until you picked it for your album.
Cool.
This shows how there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's eight songs from the first album on here, and it shows how much better for me live music is. Because I listened to On Through the Night, and I'm like, I think we did this album either last year or the year before for something.
We did an album battles On Through the Night versus.
Oh, okay. And because I remember listening to it, and then I'm listening to this, and I'm like, these songs don't suck like they do on the album. I'm like, and now that you say that we did that, like if you put some of these live, some of these versions are songs from High and Dry. But like I was fucking blown away. These guys, like you said, I don't think one of them was maybe 20 at the time, maybe 20. Like literally I don't know what the deal is over in England, but like literally none of them allowed to fucking legally drink in the United States. But they were tight as fuck. When the walls came tumbling down, of course, you get that spoken word thing at the beginning, which is fine for the beginning of a show, whatever. But like the sound is so raw. But you don't. But I like. But I don't like. There's parts where you don't get the vocal harmonies that you get on the albums, but it gives it that little more rawness. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like we're rocking the fuck out. Fuck these, harmonies and shit. I don't know. But I love the riff in this one. The solo riffs in this one. Good rockin' start to the show. It Could Be You. This is one that I really liked. The riff is great. Slow down for the chorus. This song fucking rips. The solos are great in this one. And like this is pretty heavy rockin' stuff for 1980. It really is. Oh, and by the way, Kiss put out Unmasked. Or no. Dynasty this year. No, Unmasked this year, 1980. Yeah. So, I can imagine seeing, Shandy played, and then they come out and play fucking Rock Brigade, and just like, you'd be like, what? Speaking of Rock Brigade, another great rocker. I've always liked this one. Very, very cool. I like the solos are really melodic. In a Satellite, great killer solo. That's like a kind of back and forth one there. Man is a Man, that's rock till you drop. But it's cool. Like Dylan said, it's cool hearing songs like that. Like, this is how that song started. Yeah. And like, Mutt Lange got his fingers, little greasy fingers in there, and changed the title, changed the lyrics and everything. But it's that song. It's rock till you drop. Answer to the Master, cool. And like, listen to these, and I'm like, I don't remember these songs on Through the Night. I really don't, because I never really was a huge fan of that album. I liked Rock Brigade. I liked Hello America. I like Wasted. I like Get Your Rocks Off. They were pretty much the ones that I liked on there. But these other ones, man, they fucking translate live fantastic. When the Rain Falls, that's Let It Go.
Let It Go, yep. From High and Dry, yep.
And that's I love hearing that. Like, it's like, because I'm singing Let It Rock, Let It Roll. It's not the fucking song. Sorrow's a Woman. And this is a song you think is going to be a fucking ballad. But it's not. Good Morning Freedom. I've never heard this one before. You said this is a B-side on something, right?
Good Morning Freedom is a B-side off of Hello America. Yes.
Okay. I think it's great. The There's a back and forth in the middle with Rick and not Rick. I'm sorry, with Steve Clark and Pete Willis in the middle there. And then there's a dual riff before back to the vocals. Like this is a standout song for me on the album Good Morning Freedom. It Don't Matter, Hard Rocker. This is the one they do a little crowd participation. I don't mind it because there's not a bunch of other talking throughout the album.
Yeah.
Overture is pretty cool. Takes about 2 minutes for it to kick up, but when it does, it's worth it. Lady Strange, that's one that ended up on High and Dry. But like you're right, this fucking rips on here. The soloing on this is like, man, I say shame on you, Mutt Lange, for fucking with this song. They should have left it this way. It would. Oh my god, this will be my go-to version of Lady Strange, 1000%. Rocks. It's called Rocks Off on the album. Let's get your rocks off on here. Whatever. I've always liked this one too. This was one, like I said, it was a standout on the album, one that I would actually listen to. Hello America, first encore tune. No a cappella at the beginning. No Hello America. Yeah. You don't get that on there, which is fine. Wasted. They still bust this one out live. When they do an encore or something like that, they'll bust one out. When they did, I think they were called Def Leppard when they came out and did all classic stuff. As they were their own opening band. I think they were called Def Leppard. It's on the when they did Vegas. So they opened up for themselves as Def Leppard. They did all kinds of stuff like this. It was fucking really cool. And Wasted was always one of those that they did. Right Into the Sun. This one I had heard. It's on Retroactive. And it's great live. This BB, thank you. This is fucking killer.
They actually do the whole. I thought you said they did 8 songs. They actually do the whole on through the night.
I don't know what the fuck I missed because I went through and I counted 8, but it is the whole album.
Yeah, I just did it. I'm like, I never even checked that. They actually do the whole album,
which is great. I mean, and then they did a couple more that ended up as other songs, which is fantastic. I think this is fucking. Fantastic.
Absolutely fantastic.
Good pick, BB.
All right, BC.
We'll see where the rest of the ones go.
No, I mean, lately I really have been turned off by Def Leppard, I guess you would say, because they're mainly all about the hits now and everything. To go back to this day, I put this on, I was like, this is why I go to live music for it. I mean, I love everything about this album. I mean, the different versions of the songs were cool to see. Joe Elliott sounds like Joe Elliott back in the day, but I mean, just the rawness. I think you mentioned it. One of you mentioned just the rawness, and that really catches my ear the best. What else I have down here? Vintage recordings. Yeah. Good Morning Freedom, Answer to the Master. They grab me. Rock Brigade, I love that right up from back in the day. But this is very cool to see how they did all this Billion back in 1980. I thought it was phenomenal. I'm blown away by this.
Nice, good.
You brought me back to Def Leppard.
Right.
I was listening to this going, like, I love Hysteria. I love Pyromania. But I'm like, these guys were fucking straight up hard rock from the get-go. And then once you could see little inflections of it when Mutt Lange got involved on High and Dry, still more of that rawness. But like once he got the Pyromania and Hysteria, totally different band. But I love this version of the band. They're so fucking tight for kids. They're kids.
Yeah. Right?
Dylan's 10 years older than they were when they fucking recorded this album.
Thanks for making me feel great about where I am right
You're
now.
10 years old.
Well, when Dylan was 17, he was playing bass in bars.
What? Yeah, my band
These guys are making albums.
They made 2 albums.
Oh, that's true. That is true.
We made an EP
have a
and
live
a half.
No live album, though. No Morning
We had live videos.
Hey, you never know. They may break out the vault. You never know. They may have a reunion. You don't know.
We were on YouTube.
There might be something that
Something in the works. You never know.
Are they still on there?
Yeah, I think so.
They're very secretive. They're like the Van Halen brothers. They're very secretive.
Yeah.
They may have a reunion
And
tour.
all of a sudden, before Christmas, it comes out.
That's right.
It's like you don't hear anything about it till it's out.
I too contributed riffs to the latest Michael Jackson album.
I played that one note right after the solo.
Yes. All right. My next album I picked, and of course, in BB fashion, we always have to have a Steel Panther album in my birthday episode. So the next one in line will be Lower the Bar. This is their 4th studio album. It was released March 24th, 2017. They actually released 4 singles off this album. And of course, there's Michael Starr on lead vocals. Satchel does the guitar. Lexi on bass and Styx on the drums. So this one opens up with a song, Going in the Back Door. Very clever way to talk about a song with anal without being so raunchy. Satchel tears it up on the guitar. There are some really cool melody changes in this song. And I think the last line is the best. I think it is, can I dip my nuts in your chocolate? It's just funny. And like I said, it's not as raunchy as normal Steel Panther is. But song number 2, Anything Goes. This is a little bit more the true Steel Panther raunchiness. Paint your fucking cock like a barber pole. Send a GoPro up your own butthole. You know, this is the funny stuff that I like to giggle about Steel Panther. But I had a little flashback in the song, Righty. Especially when they said candle wax. Like, I went back to 2001. That place out in Clifford and the candle wax.
I apologize again.
No,
I could write a song about that.
That was all good fun. It's a pizza place?
I want to say it's a pizza place.
It was an ice cream place.
I think it's
Damn.
pizza now.
From
I was going by there today. I was like,
There it is.
a gentleman's club to a pizza place.
There might be a fucking gentleman in there.
not that.
No, there is one. BC. Maybe not. Oh, the cigar store Indian was he even there?
He didn't go up there. No.
No.
Him and your dad didn't go up there.
It's still a little fuzzy. Oh yeah. Song number 3, Poontang Boomerang. The breakup song that she keeps coming back for more. A very melodic song. The solo's great. There's like a verse or two of spoken word in there, and every time I hear it, my brain goes right to David Lee Roth, and I don't know, because Michael Starr does the Atomic Punks, or used to, or I don't know what it is.
Dave, wow.
Exactly. Some of that spoken word, it just seems like it should be on a DRL band CD. But absolutely love it. Song number 4, That's When You Came In. The good old Steel Panther power ballad, rock and roll roller coaster song. Slow acoustic song. It starts off and then it gets a little heavy halfway through it. Killer electric solo in it. Then it goes back to more slower acoustic part. Very heavy outro music. Very creative for somewhat of a raunchier song. Song number 5, Wrong Side of the Tracks on Beverly Hills. Another song that's not really so dirty, I didn't think. The guitar tone this song throughout it is fantastic. There's some cool time changes in there. The band's gang vocals are really, really good in there. And Rudy Sarzo actually plays bass in that one for some reason. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah,
Rudy. Song number 6, Now the Fun Starts. Very fun and funny song about being high. It has a slow and a groovy tone to the song in parts. It's different. It's a different vibe for Steel Panther for sure. Song number 7, Pussy Ain't Free. Another song that has that David Lee Roth spoken word in it, I feel like. But it fits and I love it. And the solo is absolutely sick. Song number 8, Wasted Too Much Time. This is the best breakup song ever. I wish this song was around in my younger years. It is just so funny. Song number 9, I Got What You Want. The band has some great band harmonies in this one. Great rocker, great guitar work. Michael Starr, like Dylan said before, has those iconic David Lee Roth screams in there at the end. Song number 10, Walk of Shame. Has a harmonica start and almost like an Aerosmith feel, kind of like a Walk This Way. It's almost like the Walk of Shame. Really, really like this one. And song number 11, Dylan's only song that he may like out of Steel Panther, She's Tight. They cover the Cheap Trick classic. perfect fit for these guys. They do it justice. Great way to end the album. That was a highlight for me on this album. So, BC, what'd you think about the Steel Panther Lower the Bar?
I love you, baby.
Oh no.
Let's see this album. I'm not sure how it sits with you. Musically, it has the Satchel ripping it up. Great guitar work. I love the band. Let's see. I'm trying to read my notes here. It doesn't grab me like the other albums. Satchel rips it. I mean, the cover of She's Tight is awesome. It has moments, but it seems like something, I can't place it, is missing from this album compared to the other ones. I don't know what a Satchel tears it up. So I mean,
Yeah, he's definitely the MVP of this album.
yeah. So other than, but the rest just, I don't know. There's something missing.
Okay. All right.
I mean, Poontang, Boomerang. I mean,
Boomerang.
they're catchy.
Yeah.
It's just there's something missing, like a secret spice
All right.
that was put into other sauces, and this
Sure.
one don't have that spice in it.
Okay.
So
Dylan.
it tastes good, but no spice.
For me, it's the production. The production like isn't quite where I want it to be for like the guitar tones on it, and that's like because I was feeling the same thing where like musically it is still Steel Panther, and I really enjoy the musical aspect of it. Lyrics, you know me, I'm not a fan of Steel Panther's lyrics, but there was something about the like the mixing or the production quality that it lacked the power, like the depth behind it that like I could kind of have with the other stuff. You're absolutely right, BB. She's the cover of She's Tight, great. They even got Robin Zander involved. I really appreciated them putting another band's song on there. If they did like a whole like Van Halen cover album, that'd be great. But yeah, it's just I always bounce off the lyrics every time. But you're right, Satchel, absolutely, yet again MVP. Yeah, I mean, my feelings about Steel Panther.
I know. We're almost done. I think there's 3 left.
Yeah. I like the line about how they peaked in the first album.
Yeah, exactly, right?
No, but it was, musically it was good. It was good. I'll say that.
Yeah. Alrighty, ready?
Okay, Steel Panther Lower the Bar. It should be called Running Out of Gas.
Uh-oh.
It's probably so far it's probably my least favorite of the albums. I mean, but it's still Steel Panther.
Right.
Okay. Going in the back door. You kind of ruined it for me because I was wondering what that was about. But thank you for telling what that was about to begin.
It was about nothing to lose.
Satchel does kill it on this one.
Chocolate covered nuts.
Anything goes. Choppy riff. Fun, typical Steel Panther song. Poontang Boomerang. This one's catchy as fuck. I think that one's really catchy. It's an earworm of a thing. Then you, that's when you came in. I'm not a real fan of their acoustic stuff sometimes, but this one just cracks me up though. This song just fucking cracks me up. Wrong Side of the Tracks. This is different for these guys. This is more of a kind of a straightforward type. It's not too raunchy, not too whatever. But kick. The chorus I like too. Now the fun starts. The murky bass start there. Some cool keyboards. It's got like a slow burn to it on this song. It's a little flatliner. The intensity kicks up somewhat, then it goes back down. The solo's great. Satchel is killing it on this album though. Pussy Ain't Free. I like the vocal cadence on this one. The riff between the verses is really good. Satchel, you are correct. Satchel is the VIP on this one. Wasted too much time. Another ballady type song. I'm like, the guitar tone's different on this one for Satchel though. I Got What You Want. Cool bass groove on it. The choppy riff, kind of Aldo Nova like keyboards on this song. I kind of get that vibe from it, and they do a good version of Fantasy from Aldo Nova, by the way. That one I like. Walk of Shame, it's got that riff is Aerosmith. That riff is that riff is like same old song and dance type riff. I think this is the best song on the album. I really do. I think it's the best song on the album. She's Tight. Number one, I don't really like this song to begin with. It's okay. I could see them doing He's a Whore more than I could see them doing She's Tight. It's a solid version, but it's not one of my favorite Cheap Trick songs. And BC, you're right. There is, and I know BB picked this because he does the Steel Panther ones, but they're just, I don't know if they're running out of things to do or whatever, but
there's only so many times you could kind of do the same joke.
Kind of going to the well a little too
Yeah.
much. I mean, it's fun. It's good. It doesn't suck. It's not one I'm gonna get up and pick up the needle off of something, but it is. It's. I don't know. Are they getting tired of doing this shit? You know what I mean?
So now they got to do a regular album.
It feels a little forced.
Maybe that's it. I don't know.
It feels a little forced. There's something missing. Each one takes a little more off the top. Although I think that was it Balls of Steel? Is that the one? Balls of Steel.
Well, that's I think the second.
The second one. I think that's their best. But I mean, it's
Balls
good.
Out,
I mean,
I think
it's
is
Balls Out. Balls Out. That's right.
Balls Out.
I mean, it's good. I don't hate it. The cover's really cool.
Yeah.
The cover's pretty funny.
Yeah, I think you guys hit it. It's they're trying to. They're not as funny. They're not as raunchy. It's a lot of the songs. There's hardly any raunchiness to them. It doesn't fit. It's not.
Well, I think now you're thinking, what else can they do?
Yeah. How many times
They're not gonna write another classic like "Gang Bang at the Old Folks Home." They're not gonna do that. Everyone's going, what?
What? That's a song?
They're like Tiger Woods. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't have that on there because I think they've just gone to the well so many times. But I've said it. I think we've all said it the last couple of times. Like, I would just love to see these guys do just a straight up hard rocking album.
Great album. Yeah, boom.
They can do an album now with just regular stuff, and it would be like if they did just a straight up one, it'd be like a Kiss and Dynamite album. Like it could be for me like that good.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they have the talent.
They have the talent.
Just like Michael and Satchel and Styx, and there's a new bass player. I don't know what his name is. Like, do a straight up album. I think
what's the $1 Million Man? We have the technology.
We have the technology. I would love to see it. I think it would be a good change. I really do. I think it'd be cool.
That's all I ever.
But not terrible. Not terrible.
Not terrible.
It's still Steel Panther.
Oh, yeah.
The Panther.
All right, so there's the first two albums of my birthday episode. We had When the Walls Come Tumbling Down from Def Leppard live in 1980, and Lower the Bar from Steel Panther. So now for the gem song, BC, you're going to like this one.
Hey, ready.
We're going to pick your buddy. We're going to pick your buddy Dario. Father Dario Lorena. Black Label Society's other guitar player, Dario Lorena, also from the Lizzie Borden days, of course. He has a little side project going on called Dark Chapel. They have an album coming out February 28th, 2025. They have one song released from it called Glass Heart. So Dylan is going to play the gem song right now. All right, so hopefully you guys enjoyed Glass Heart by Dark Chapel from Father Dario. I know I liked it. I know BC enjoyed it. I don't know. I'm not sure if Dylan checked it out.
I have not yet.
Okay.
I like to listen to the gem songs when I'm editing.
That's true.
I had heard this before, and I'm thinking, why do I know that name? It wasn't in my music, because I think I might have listened to it on like a Facebook post or YouTube or something, probably. I wasn't overly impressed with it.
It's gonna grow on him, BC.
I loved the solo. I thought the solo was fucking fantastic. I just hope that, and we just talked about it before we came back, that, you know, kind of historically, it's rare that like one of the better songs on the album is like the first one they release.
Yeah.
So this kind of seems like, and I think you hit on it, BB, that maybe it was what the record company wanted to put out first. I think maybe sometimes a lot of artists don't have a choice of what they get to put out for their first, you know, single or whatever. But I will, for the solo alone, when this comes out, I will definitely check it out. Was it brother? What is his name?
Father Dario.
Father Dario. Okay, I didn't know if they went by father or brother.
I guess it's all depends on what kind of moods he is
Okay.
in.
It's
Okay.
Papa Emeritus
Mr.
IV.
Dario. But I mean, he rips it up. So yeah, I'm going to assume you'll probably be a guest from Zach on the album.
I'm sure somewhere, right? And you'll be happy to know every once in a while when he plays, he points up. He does the old Zach Wilde.
On the I did. It was the video because I commented that to you, didn't I? Yep. He's doing the arm. Like Zach Wilde plays 6 notes and he gets his arm up in the air. And Dario,
he did this a solo and put his arm up.
Well,
like,
you see it so many times, you got to start doing it.
It just becomes a tick after a while, I guess.
He doesn't even know he's doing it.
That's so I did. So yeah.
I said to BC, no, that's why Steve doesn't like it. He's doing the
like,
Zach Wilde point.
Leave Zach behind. Leave him behind. Be your own guy.
And he's also playing Zach Wilde audio guitar too. So he's all wild up.
Yeah, why not?
Hey, I'm sure he got it for free.
He was in Lizzie Borden.
The album cover is a bullseye.
Is he on any albums?
No. Back when between
Ira Black? Was he an Ira Black version?
No, he was with the muscle guy.
Oh, the guy that's back now.
Yeah. It was him too, Marty Anderson on bass. To me, it was the best lineup since the original lineup.
And they didn't make an album.
They
just did touring.
No Gene Allen.
They just toured and did the festivals over.
Toured where we couldn't see him.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much.
Tora.
America is not the... Every band says that.
Yeah.
America's not where it's at.
I know. Go to these festivals, bands that play, can't even sell at a club here, are playing friggin' stadium gigs over there. It's crazy. Craziness.
Crazy.
All right, let's get back into it, BC, and get you home and in bed. All right, so album number 3 I picked is a band called White Raven Down, and the album is called Don't Shoot the Messenger. This is their second album. It was released April 8th, 2022. It is an astonishing 50 minutes long. And a funny little tidbit about these guys, they are actually going to be the opening band in 2025 for Blaze Bayley's UK European tour.
We gotta go.
So,
Another reason to go see Blaze.
It is.
Maybe.
So, yeah, I thought that was cool. But these guys are from the UK. And, of course, a lot of these guys we've never heard of. Will Taylor on vocals, BC's cousin. Stu Bailey ripped it up on the guitar. Luke Chappell on the bass. And Tom Moradzik on the drums.
Tommy.
Yeah, he kills it. But, yeah, these guys, White Raven Down, like I said, they're from the UK. Second album. Opens up with Demons at Your Door. Not the greatest opener. Takes a little long to get to. About 2 minutes and 30 seconds, actually, to get to some little rippage in there. But once it starts to take off, it takes off. The solo's fucking amazing in this one. There's some really good horns right under the solo of this one. Killer double bass drum. One of the weakest songs on the album. Terrible opening track. I wish I could have produced this album, because that would be like song 5. Song number 2, Price to Pay. Starts out with a cool little guitar grindage in there. The chorus is super catchy. The outro music has a really cool dark feel to it. Totally different than the first song. Song number 3, Not Alone. Fast-paced rocker. Some more double bass drum fills for BC. The vocals almost have like an industrial rock feel to them at this point. They almost have a 2005 rock band sound to them. Song number 4, Masquerade. The song starts off a little bit softer. Once again, it has like almost like an alternative feeling to it, but it turns into a real good rocking tune. Very good ripping, distorted solo in that one. Song number 5, All Day Long. To me, very Godsmack-ish. The song has some screeching solos in it, some top-notch screaming melodic vocals in it. Really, really good one. Song number 6, Mind Reader. Fast-paced rocker until it hits a solo, and then it just absolutely takes off. One of the harder songs on the album. Song number 7, Roll the Dice. The production on this one is actually a little bit better, because every once in a while, if I listen to my phone or I listen to like Alexa, I hear it fine. But when I listen to this album in my headphones, the vocals seem like they're turned down or something. I don't know what it is. But this one, the vocals actually seem like they are out front a lot clearer, and I don't know why that is. Song number 8, Salvation. This is a slower acoustic song there's some congos in there. I actually really like this one because it sounds totally different than anything else on the album. But it ends with a really cool bluesy, emotional electric outro solo. Song number 9, The Road. Another slow song. Not the greatest for me. Probably the weakest song on the album. Song number 10, Lost Your Hold. Cool synthesizer parts in this one. Very heavy chugging riff in this one. Picks right back off where it left off from before. Loud, crisp drums. Love it. And it closes off with song number 11, The Void and Flame. Good building song. Solo super fast once again. Super heavy. The solo so heavy it almost doesn't fit the song. But I really, really liked it. Things I took away from this one. This album could be a very good 8-album song. There's probably 3 songs that are duds on here. Making an 8-song album, and this album is ripping. So, Wrighty, what'd you think about this one?
All right. Where'd you find this album?
On
Just
Apple Music, and it's because I listened to She Burns Red.
So it's one like, if you like this, you'll
like this.
Okay. All right.
And I had some songs from it. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna pick that album, and then
because these guys were not on my radar at all. Like, not at all. This came out 2022, I think it was.
2022, yes.
All right. I'll just go through it. I'll give my thoughts at the end. Don't Shoot the Messenger. I won't.
Thank you. It's my birthday.
The very first song, Rain Effect. It's I'm like, here we go. But the drum fills are cool at the beginning when the harmonic guitars start to play. At least I'm giving them points because it's not a separate fucking intro. It's integrated into the song. I give them points for that. If it was a separate thing, I would have another 10-minute conversation. Kicks in for the heavy chorus, good crunch to the guitars. There's a cool synth fill after the chorus that I think is cool. The solo's good. The solo on this one's buried a little bit in the mix. I was like, you kind of got to strain a little bit to hear it. But the tempo kicks up for some killer shredding. I love the keyboards in that part too. It starts kind of boring, but kicks up and down. I think it's a decent start. I don't think it's a horrible album opener, but I get it with the effects and shit at the beginning. Price You Pay, crunchy up-tempo start, good feel to it. Goes down for the verses. It's going to be another one of those ones, but I really like the drum sound in this one. There's a killer riff during the chorus. The riff during the chorus is like, holy fuck. Give it a listen. If you're just listening to the chorus, listen to the riff underneath. Leads go into a short solo. It's weird, but it works. Kick-ass shredding. I think we're 2 for 2, BB. Not Alone. BC, you know who this album reminds me? It reminds me of Loudmouth. It reminds me of Loudmouth, this album. I would listen to it like a couple times, and I'm trying to... in my head, it's like, who the fuck do these guys remind me of? There's a band called Loudmouth. I think it's a self-titled album. It's fucking fantastic. It's the cover is a girl with her getting her tongue tattooed with an American flag. It's a fucking great album. Not Alone. Heavy, crunchy bridge. We get that voice effect. I think a little bit that I don't like. Solo rip. The song rips, but there's no solo. Masquerade, moody bass. This has got an Alice in Chains feel to it with the layered vocals, I think. It kind of like squealy leads there in the solo. It's not long, but it's pretty cool. It kicks back up. Long day, all day long. Some clean strumming, then it kicks up. Good groove. Whoever the guitar player is on this, is there one or two?
There's one.
This guy's ripping it up. This is
Stu Bailey.
Stu is ripping it up on this album. Great song. Mind Reader, loose heavy riff. Stop for the chorus. This song fucking rips too. Some OOs in there for me. You know, I gotta love that. So, but there's some cool. This is why I asked if there was two guitar players, because there's like some really cool dual layered soloing that goes on at the end. This song is fucking fantastic. Roll the Dice, another heavy kick in. It has a sort of a Soundgarden tone to it, but Alice in Chains layered vocals to it, which I usually don't think that's a good combination, but I think it's not bad on this one. Heavy, very heavy track though. The drums are great and thumping on this one. Another cool song. Salvation. This reminds me of Congo Square from Great White, with the congos and bongos and shit in there.
Yeah.
Not a favorite, but it's not bad. The solo is good in it. Another Alice in Chains vocal feel to this one. The Road. This one I don't like. I skip that one. Sucks. So that's one you can knock off like the last two. Lost Your Hold, finally back to some rocking. You get a little, but it does give the album a little room to breathe or room to skip. Back to the rocking. I like the build. The song's got a good build in it. Some grindage, more Alice in Chains feels. Some OOs in there. You know I'm all in. But the listen to the guitar. It's very Tom Morello-ish with that squealing and squeaking and shit. It feels like maybe they have Tom Morello
he's
fucking guest solo on this or something, but it's very, very Tom Morello like squeaky stuff, and I'm sure everybody knows what the hell I'm talking about. And there's some crushing double bass drumming on this one. Void in Flame. This song fucking rocks. This song is fucking fantastic. Murky bass start. The crunchy guitars kick in. The killer riff once it gets going. The vocal cadence is fantastic. The drumming is killer on this one. The riff itself is great. The bass tone is awesome on it. Great pace for the killer drum fills. Lightning solo. Tempo picks up. Crazy shredding. More Tom Morello squeaks at the end of it. Crushing tone. Killer ending song. Fucking killer ending song. And if I had heard this album in 2022, it may have made my fucking year album. It may have made it. I'd never heard of these guys. I'd never heard it. I'll have to go back and listen to their first album. But if I was aware of this in 2022, it may have made my top 10 for the year.
I saw their Facebook page today. It seems like they're a three-piece. So the guy who's the singer is out, and this Stu Bailey does the guitars and the vocals. So
we'll
have
power
to see
trio
what
now.
happens. I think they have an album coming out next year.
If they keep an eyeball out for it, or an ear, or an eardrum out for it.
Dylan, how was White Raven down for you?
So you said the singer is no longer with the band?
Correct.
Good. That was my least favorite part of the album. I don't think his voice worked well for the kind of music that they're doing. I think his voice was great for the softer stuff. Like it like meshed really well with those. But there's just something about the voice with like the really heavy, the kind of grungy riffs that dissonance really kind of took me out of the album for most of it, and I couldn't really enjoy it as much because of that. I think there were a lot of like really great head bopper moments throughout, but the singing was just preventing me from really diving in. I think I'm 3 for 3 with everybody. Mind Reader was my favorite.
Yeah.
Fantastic song. That kicked ass. But I don't know. I felt like the vocals were very Christian rock, where the rest of the band was kind of doing more like grungy metal, and it wasn't a good fit for my liking. But the guitarists, were again 3 for 3 with guitar work. You're right. The guitars are kind of the star of this episode for sure. It almost feels like the guitarist wants to kind of like break free of the band whenever he solos, where he's just shredding. But yeah, it was just the vocals. The vocals really knocked it down quite a bit for me.
Okay.
But there was some good stuff in there. There was
Gotcha.
some good stuff. It wouldn't have been on my 2022 end of the year list. I
didn't mind the vocals on it.
That was just the one detractor, and it was a big detractor for me.
Although, unless they like really suck, I noticed. You know what I mean? Like I'm more in it for the music and for the rocking part of it, and I the vocals didn't bother me at all. Because Dylan's talking, I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I just like it's
maybe because I thought it was so good musically, maybe I didn't pay as much attention to them.
I'm trying to think of what it would be like. It's like if you put the vocalist for like Leonard Skinner on top of Nirvana for like
Ew.
They're two things that like I would like them separately, but the combo doesn't work for me. And like I said, like the slower stuff, like the more like kind of like not acoustic, but like the cleaner stuff, his vocals worked perfect for that. But like the majority of the album is not that.
Right.
And
I get where you are.
Yeah.
I wish there were like little like different places in your equalizer.
Yeah.
I would love to hear his vocal like a little bit higher or a little bit louder. There are points I think the music is so heavy and the shredding is so crazy, he gets muffled. Or
I think that might be part of it. I think that might be part of why I didn't like them, because I was like, there's something about these vocals that I'm just not vibing with, and I think that's probably the majority of it, because like I said, the softer stuff, the vocals work really well. So it might be like the tone
could be the production, the recording of it.
Yeah.
Because I did notice it, like I said before, like I played off my phone, I played off the Alexa.
Yeah.
It's fine. I noticed it today with my headphones, like kind of weird. Then I was kind of looking for like lyrics and stuff.
Yeah.
And like it's that part of it isn't there. I'm like, why does this just sound a little different today? But I understand.
I'll be interested to hear the guitarist singing.
Did you listen to it on Apple Music or Spotify?
Apple Music.
Okay.
Yeah.
I listened to it on Spotify, and I had the same problem. So
Spotify.
All right, BC.
All right. Oh man! Son of a.
No,
I blew my load on the first album.
Let me see that one more.
That's a Def Leppard.
That was just a mistake of putting that one first.
No, right, you should have put that
man.
last. White Raven Down. I mean, this album opens up, like you said, it's kind of a the opener. I have down here. Kind of reminds me of it has a Maiden feel as an opener, like before
a little murkiness.
Yeah, before it kicks in, and then like Dylan was talking about the vocals, and I'm sitting there going, I can't place the vocals. Like it reminds me of something, and then you said Loudmouth, and I have down here. It reminds me of Seven Dust.
Okay.
Vocally, a little bit, but musically, and I'm with Steve. If I hear vocals, like there's vocalists I like, and we all know. You want me to say who I like? Anyway,
he's a vocalist.
He is
what?
Vocalist. But the music really grabs me. Just, I mean, the guitar player, like, I hope like him doing the vocals don't take away from ripping it up. But anyway, there's so much, and I get a feel of there's old school and new school. It comes together, and I like music. I really like it. It has the old school rock, the modern rock sound. I love the heavier parts. Vocally, I have down here on the bottom, vocally different. I don't know if they're like, maybe if it was the production, I don't know. But Masquerade stood out to me. Rolled the dice, Lost Your Hold. I love the heaviness. But I never heard of these guys before until you put your albums.
Right.
But I'd be interested to see what they're going to do.
Nice.
Not
All right.
bad,
Hey.
not bad.
I think there's something there. There's something there.
Okay.
That
So it'll probably be the new album with the guitar player singing then, right? I'm
Yeah,
assuming
I
that.
think so. Yeah.
Unless they get
Unless they
get a
somebody.
singer.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very curious
Interesting.
to see what happens.
I want to check out the first album and see
Yeah.
what the
deal
difference
with
is.
that.
Yeah, right. All right. Hey, at least we're listening to old new music. That's that's kind of why I like to dig really deep here. And then for my last album of the birthday episode, we're gonna go with the most recent album from the band called Maverick, with the album Silver Tongue. It's their 5th studio album. It came out this year, June 21st. A whopping 50 minutes and 34 seconds. These guys are from Northern Ireland. The band was started by 2 brothers, David Belfour, who is the lead vocalist, and Ryan Belfour, who is the lead guitarist. There's also Rick Cardwell. He also does a lead guitar in this one. Richie Diver is on bass, and Mike Ross is on drums.
Mike Ross.
Mike, that's what happened to him.
He's playing drums in Northern Ireland
Or is
for
it
the
Mike
band
Is
Maverick.
it Mike Ross from Suits?
Oh, ooh, true. But yeah, this album I go back and forth with. It was on my list. It was off my list. It was on my list. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna bring it out today. Then I don't have to worry about putting it on the list because there's some really good stuff on this album, and I just wasn't sure if it was gonna make the cut. And then I thought it was really good how the first half of the episode ended with a cover. So this album ends with a cover. So we'll kind of end the episode with a cover. So it kind of worked out. Like I said, so the band is Maverick with Silver Tongue. Opens up with Puppet Show. Great, fast, hard, heavy front bass line right out front. Definitely grabs your ears. The vocals for me are very Chris Daughtry-ish. The drums sound super loud, super crisp. Amazing first solo off the first song, and there's some woes in there for Wrighty. So hopefully we're 1 for 1 on this one. Song number 2, Sweet Surrender. Killer melodic hard rock song. The drum fills are great in this one. Some really good screaming vocals. Song number 3, Daywalker. For me, this is the best song in the album, and possibly the best song of the night. Super fast-paced, ripping right out of the gate. The band harmonies are awesome, super catchy, heavy riff throughout there, and the solo is off the charts. Song number 4, for all you Gilmore Girl fans out there, song is Lorelei, a slower power ballad. I wish
Heather, that's Lauren Graham's character on Gilmore Girls.
What's the name?
Lorelai.
Lorelei.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
That's the only other place I'm like, well, I wonder if they're Gilmore Girl fans. I didn't, I never really actually knew, this is the only other time I ever heard this name. But like
Styx.
I said,
Styx has a Lorelei
Yeah.
song. That was
Oh,
like
did
their
they?
first song. Popular song.
okay. Super. This is like a slower power ballad. I wish this one was a little bit more down. Maybe 5 or 6. But verses are slower, but the chorus is super heavy. Once again, and more screaming vocals on here towards the end of the song, which are really, really good. Song number 5, Halfway to Heaven. This one picks up the tempo of the album compared to the last one. The band vocals at the chorus are great. The guitars, heavy grindage to them. Another killer melodic solo. Also, a really cool drum and bass solo in there, mixed in before the song ended. Song number 6, Even Fall. Nice mid-tempo melodic rocker. It has a little build to it towards the chorus. The vocals are really, really good. Absolutely love the screaming vocals once again. Very heavy solo. Song number 7, Bloody Mary. Great rocker with a chorus that reminds me of Vane. Has a really good grind to it. And I couldn't think of it. I heard it. I'm hearing the chorus and I'm thinking of, I don't know what song I was thinking of. Song number 8 is Time. The vocal range of this singer is absolutely crazy on this song. But even crazier is, once again, this killer solo with the double bass drums in it. Really, really catchy. Really, really loud and good. Song number 9, Hideaway. Catchy melodic sound to this one. Can easily be on the radio. More screaming vocals towards the ends. Loud, crisp drums again. Song number 10, Do or Die. The highlight for me is right after the solo. It slows down to a very short piano, which was really, really good. And it just takes off once again with more killer guitar playing and screaming vocals. Song number 11, Cheyenne, a great chugging rocker. And this solo, and I almost saved the best for last because this solo is just absolutely fucking sick bananas. Even though there's a lot of good soloing on this whole episode tonight. But the one on this song is just absolutely amazing. And then, of course, we close off the album with We All Die Young from the soundtrack to Rockstar. Great cover. They actually do it justice. They don't really do anything crazy. Towards the end, they mix it up a little bit, little outro music, but a great way to to actually end this album. So, righty, what did you think about the Maverick Silver Tongue?
All right, this one I was familiar with. I listened to this a couple times this year. It made my top 30. So now I don't have to. I wouldn't have made my top 10, but It was in my top 30. So I'm glad I get to talk about it. That we get to talk about it tonight. Silver Tongue starts out with puppet show, slinky bass start, steady drum beat. Good. I like the guys' vocals. They got a nice tone to them. Good pre-chorus and chorus. There's some whoa-whoas. You said it there. Not a fast rocker like I was hoping for. Good melodic solo. It's an okay album. It's a good song, but it's an okay album opener. I think they could have went somewhere else to do that. Sweet Surrender. I was thinking Bonfire BC, but that's Sweet Obsession. Sweet Surrender, muted choppy riff. I like the heavy riff during the chorus. Some good grindage for the verses. Great takeoff type solo. I like the singer's voice. His voice is hitting me good. This is another good one. Daywalker, scratchy groove type riff at the beginning, which is very cool. Sort of call and response in the verses that I think is pretty neat. The song kind of reminds me of another band, but I cannot for the life of me place it. Great solo. I like the second part, like the riff changes during the solo for the second part. Fantastic. Lorelei. I immediately think of Styx when I hear Lorelei. Does anyone actually know anybody named Lorelei here? No?
Just from Gilmore Girls.
Yeah, okay. I love Lauren Graham too. She's so hot. Anyway, mellow start, clean guitar, kicks up for the chorus, good background. But this one's just okay for me. The solo is really good melodic solo in it though. Halfway to Heaven, fade in for an up-tempo rocker. I think this would have been a good album opener, I think. I love the pace of this one, the vocal cadence, good crunch to it, melodic solo. There's that part, the drum and bass part. I don't like the sound of the toms on the drum kit. I don't know why. They sound dead. It's just like it ruins that part for me. I think the production or the drum sound on that part sucks, but I get over it. It goes back down for the rapid chorus. It's a pretty good one. I like it. Even fall, crisp starts, slinky basses back for the verses, cool drumming for the solo. Really good one. I like that one. Bloody Mary, heavy stomp type feel to it. Good singable chorus. Not a standout, but solid. Solo rips. Time, heavy chopping start to it. A little doomy feel to it, BB, I think. But like this guy's vocals soar in this song. I'm like, holy shit. Solo absolutely freaking rips. Band's heavy underneath. Second solo's fantastic. Heavy ass song. If you want a heavy song on this album, go to Time. Hideaway, melodic rocker. Good one. Chorus is really melodic. Do or Die. Piano start, kicks up. Some whoa-whoas in there. And that piano part just like totally faked me the fuck out there. I was not expecting it. Like, it's cool though. It's just kind of it throws you off a little bit, but it was cool. Solo shreds, Cheyenne, And even if We Die Young was not the closer, I think Cheyenne would be a great one. Out of the gate rocker, good chug, some call and response to the vocals, solos great, and all the albums tonight, the guitar playing, like the lead guitar playing, has just been absolutely fantastic. And I didn't mention it for the Def Leppard one, but like the team when it was Pete Willis and Steve Clark, they were fucking fantastic guitar duo back in the day. So like I said, Cheyenne, great track. If that was the album closer, I would be totally fine with it. We Die Young, great version. I think it's a great version. That the bass just sounded do sounds friggin' fantastic in it. Great way to end the album. But if it didn't end the album, Cheyenne would have been. I would have not missed We Die Young.
Okay. BC.
Maverick. Maverick, Silver Tongue. All right. To me, this album had a good feel. The guitars, I like when the guitars are, the tone of the guitars on this album stand out to me. Yeah. The rhythm section, come on. Just between the riffs, the soloing, this album stood out. And vocally, not counting Def Leppard, this stood out to me the highest of the night. And then finish off with a cool cover of We All Die Young. Right. But Daywalker, just ripping up the solo in that song between the riffs and the solo, love it. Bloody Mary to cover Lizzie Borden, I was hoping for, but it wasn't it.
Sorry.
I just love the heaviness of that. The riff in that song is, and again the solo. I can't think of he said the guy's name, but new to me right now. Do or Die, love the bass. When you throw out some good bass in that song, it has the woes for Steve. And going back to the opener, the puppet show, and then the solo and that just that gets the. But no, very, very, very good pick. And
nice.
You mentioned these guys before.
Did I?
Have you? You had to.
Maybe
because I kind of
they had an album out a couple years ago.
Yeah,
too.
this is like their 5th album. So
talking about Top
he had an album that was in I think in his top 10 like 2 years ago. That was Maverick.
Oh yeah, it was like an Indian head on it. Maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking.
See, I'm glad you remember.
And that was the one we didn't know if Maverick was the name of the band or the album name was the name of the band.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
I remember that, and I remember I'm like, yeah, I heard these guys. I never heard them, but I heard of them before.
Yeah.
Good pick.
Dylan.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised when, I always like to look at the track list before I start listening to the album, and I'm always like, how I always joke about, I'm glad they're doing a cover of this song, and I see We All Die Young at the end, I'm like, could it be?
Could it? Oh, you do that? I don't do that. I like to be surprised.
I like looking at the track list because it's stuff to look forward to.
That would have ruined it for me.
And then it was, and I'm like, yes, it's my least favorite Steel Dragon song, but it's still awesome that it was there, and they did a great job of it.
Okay. What's your favorite Steel Dragon song?
Probably Blood Pollution.
Give me blood.
Blood Pollution's great. I love the and then Here It Comes, Watch It Go. The best production of the night for sure on this album. I love how bouncy it is at times.
Okay.
Like the bass right off the bat, and Daywalker, I agree with you, BB. Fantastic song. It's one of those that just like instantly just sinks its teeth into you and it doesn't let go. Much like the Daywalker, who dead? Blade. Wesley Snipes.
Oh.
Much like the IRS with Wesley Snipes was going to be my joke because he's, tax evasion.
Yeah.
But I think this was a great album. It was a good pick me up from my disappointment with the last one.
Okay.
Because I really like the vocalist for this one, and again the guitar work, the guitar work on all these albums is unassailable. And I thought this was a great way to kind of end off the 4 CD list, and I can absolutely see why it's kind of in your short list for album of the year because there's some really good stuff on there. So
cool,
good job.
All right. There you go. There's my 4 birthday albums. We had the good old live album When the Walls Come Tumbling Down from Def Leppard. Then we backed that up with good old Lower the Bar from Steel Panther. Then we had The guys from the UK, White Raven Down with Don't Shoot the Messenger. And we finished it up with good old Northern Ireland's Maverick with Silver Tongue. So why don't we go around the table? We'll rank them. We'll say our goodbyes. We'll get shit done and BC can go back to bed.
All right, BB, happy birthday. Love you, brother. My other brother from another mother. So how old? 50,
This will be 52.
52, okay.
A young buck.
That's you're just a little
lucky
more
number.
than halfway to 100.
Yeah.
Love the birthday episodes. You were actually the Steel Panther was the only American band in your list this year.
Oof.
But number one, like I knew the Maverick one, of course I knew the Steel Panther one. But the White Raven Down, I didn't know. Thank you for bringing them to my attention. I will absolutely check out more from them, and I'm looking forward to their new album coming out next year, hopefully. And Maverick was fantastic. Like I said, I was kind of familiar with that one because that was on my short list of 30. But love the birthday episodes. Love that it's all together here. So I have our shots poured. And Dylan, the only non-ever firefighter, has the FD&Y shot glass. BC has the Hard Rock Cafe Myrtle Beach one. BB is our scholar tonight. He has one from Yale.
Yeah.
And I'm have the lowly one from UCLA, which I would rather be in California than Yale. That's up in Massachusetts, isn't it that way or something? I don't know.
Connecticut.
Yeah. That's just too far north. Yeah. Too far north. So, cheers for BB. Happy birthday. Love you, brother. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Having Fireball. We didn't kick the bottle this year. We opened a brand new one. Ooh, baby. Good stuff.
Woo!
Good stuff. Happy birthday, buddy.
Thank you. Dylan.
And actually, let me say to all of our friends, listeners, supporters, because BB's going to take us out tonight, I just want to say Merry Christmas, everybody. This will be out actually on BB's birthday on the 22nd.
Is it? Okay.
And so, just like Dylan's was, actually, both your birthdays are on the 22nd. Right?
I thought mine's on
Or the
like
20
Sunday this year or something.
No, I think he's right. It's coming out on Randy's birthday.
Oh, okay. Do I have
The
one?
20th.
It's coming out on the 20th.
It'll be on Randall's birthday.
Oh, okay. So, happy birthday to your lovely wife, and happy birthday to your lovely Christine, too, Dylan.
Thank you.
And, yeah, I just want to say Merry Christmas for those who celebrate, and Happy Hanukkah for those who celebrate Hanukkah. And if you don't, enjoy your day off from work, and Merry Christmas. And love you guys out there.
Celebrate something.
Dylan.
Yeah, I liked the range of the albums tonight. I enjoyed something from all of them, so that was good. If I had to rank them, I think I would go Def Leppard number one for sure. I loved hearing before they were famous Def Leppard. It was so cool hearing that. And then I'd say probably Maverick 2, and then I would go surprisingly BB. I think I'm going Steel Panther 3 and White Raven Down 4 because the vocals just like
Really? Wow.
didn't do it for me. So, But you can listen to a selection of the songs from tonight's albums that were picked by BB on our Spotify playlist of the week. That will be in the show notes.
Cool.
And happy birthday, BB.
Thank you.
I forgot.
Righty.
I forgot to rank them with wishing
You
everybody.
just
Merry
wanted a drink. That's what it was. You're
The hell with
too
ranking
excited.
them.
I'll pour another shot too. Don't worry
hell with
about it.
ranking them. Let's
We
drink.
got a whole brand new bottle here. So I'm gonna rank mine. Definitely number one, Def Leppard. Surprise! I was like, I didn't know what to expect, but that wasn't it. Fucking fantastic.
Yeah, it was
Fucking
really
absolutely love it. Number two, I'm gonna go White Raven Down. I was like blown away by that one. Number three is going to be Maverick because, like I said, that was on my show. And I'm only putting White Raven Down ahead of Maverick because I never heard it was a surprise for me.
Right.
Sure. And Steel Panther running out of gas. I mean, lower the bar for number four. But there's some great stuff on there.
There is.
Don't get me wrong. It's an album you can put on and just let it play. Guitar playing, the musicianship is great on those guys. But that's where I stand.
Nice. BC.
All right. First, happy birthday.
Thank you.
You catch up to me.
I'm getting there.
I'll slow down.
Slow the fuck down
I'll
so I can
slow
catch
down
up to you.
I'll slow down even more then.
But I mean, yeah, this is fun. I mean, like I said, they're two bands I never heard before, and one I never heard of. But very fun. If I was to label these, Def Leppard number one, because I'm with Steve. I was expecting what it was. I don't know why, because maybe
I think I was expecting not great production or something. I don't know.
1980.
It just blew me. My expectations. I was like, and then I'm like, oh,
He wanted to hear Armageddon it.
But
I don't know. I'm gonna binge this.
Come on, Steve.
so Def Leppard. Number two would be Maverick. There's just between vocally and musically that White Raven down to be next, and then finish up the tail with Steel Panther. Good Panther, but not top of the line Panther.
Yeah, that is exactly what I already have written down. Def Leppard, Maverick, White Raven down, Steel Panther. I kind of had a feeling once you guys heard the Def Leppard, I kind of knew that it was going to be good because it's that wow factor of On Through the Night is meh, right, but the live is just absolutely just takes it off. Steve and Rick just tear it up, and pretty much why I picked it, just for the wow factor of being in that box set. I knew Dylan, and I kind of knew BC. I never know about Steve if he's listened to an album or not, and that's kind of why I picked like the White Raven Down, or like I picked the She Bleeds Red, like crazy deep shit that you guys don't listen to, and is not even close to your radar, just to bring something totally different to the table. So you're listening to, like what I like to say, you're always listening to new music even though it's old.
I like that.
Yeah, I love listening new shit that you have not, something's out already 2 years and you never knew about it, and it just really catches your ear, and now you have another vein to go down and check them out. But get it vein. Get it? But Steve, once again, thanks for letting me drive the bus tonight. It was awesome. Dylan, BC, thank you for celebrating my birthday. Love you guys. This has been great. Hope everybody out there has a great holiday season, if we'll call it holiday. Be safe. Party your ass off. Drink too much. Eat too much. Listen to too much music. Overindulge in everything.
We'll all diet in January.
Well, yeah, don't worry about it. After January 2nd, we'll all go on a diet. We'll stop drinking.
It's the new year.
Resolution.
Stop drinking every night when you go to bed.
That's true. So those are words to live by.
I start drinking every night.
So when you stop drinking every night, no matter when you start, we always stop.
That is true.
So Hellions out there, take care of yourself and take care of each other, and we will see you next time. And there definitely will be a next time.